bar none, in my opinion, the most important thing in taking your guitar playing to the next level is knowing your guitar neck. Now that's the top graphic on this sheet, and what you've got there is a guitar that's represented in standard tuning in A440. And you can get a dictionary and look that up if you have any questions. But basically, this guitar, as strummed, is represented on the neck. And so I haven't put any flats in here, I've only put sharps. But the reason that it's important to know every note intimately is because if you want to be able to build chords, whether you're building them in your bedroom or you're literally building them on the fly as you get comfortable, you're going to need to know where those notes are. It's one thing to know what notes you can have. I mean, think of it like a kitchen. I know that cookies, and I'm just making this up, are flour, sugar, eggs, I don't know, what else? Butter, okay, butter. But what if I come into a new kitchen and I don't know where to find the butter, I don't know where to find the eggs, I don't know where to find the milk, whatever, okay? So knowing your notes and really knowing them like it, I like to play this with my guitar students from time to time, which I don't have very many of anymore, but I just literally go, boom, what's that note? Tell me. Boom, what's that note? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. And if they can't rattle that off within 1 or 2 seconds, which you can do, I mean, that may sound a little over the top and a little intimidating if you're not there right now, but if they can't do that, then they're not ready to be dynamic musically. They're not ready to change. They're not ready to adapt on the fly. And so there's lots of different things that I've done over the years to just try to settle this in my mind. But at the end of the day, it's just looking at it and just practicing. You can do this on Word. That's all I've done is just take lines and make a graph and make a bunch of empty ones for yourself and just fill them out. I mean, this is classic education here. But if you can get the notes down, then that's a great foundational piece for almost anything else that you'll want to learn. And piano is kind of cool because it's just repeated over and over again. So if you can learn those first 12 notes or so, then they just keep going over and over again. I would guess, since a lot of you are musical, you could probably show me the C natural on a piano without, like every C natural on a piano. If I asked you, on the other hand, to show me a C natural and every place that it occurs on this guitar neck, that may be more of a challenge, depending upon where you're at musically. So we want to be able to identify those notes as quickly on the guitar as we can on the piano. There is. Let's talk about that, okay? First of all, let's start with the simplest of the ways. The low string and the high string are both E. So anything you learn for the low string is instantly applicable to the high string, okay? So these notes are all the same, okay? You guys on the same page? So now you only have to memorize 5 strings, okay? The other thing that I like to do is I like to refer to these markers. Now, not all guitars have markers. In this case, this one's got about as many as any. They've got a 3rd, a 5th, a 7th, a 9th, and a 12th fret marker. A lot of guitars also will have those on the top, okay? I have tended to really focus first on like the 3rd, the 5th, and the 7th, okay? You guys with me on that? So, yeah, so in this case, your 5th fret, starting from the low E string, is A, D, G, C, E, A, okay? And I start there. So if I can really learn the open notes, I can learn the 5th fret, and maybe in this case even you guys can see the 10th fret is also a lot of natural notes, okay? And then the 12th fret, then at least I'm in the ballpark. So I go, man, I want to know where another C sharp is. Well, you know that a C natural is on the 5th fret on, in this case, your 3rd string. You know that. So you know that C sharp's going to be right next door. Okay? So that's one idea, is to go ahead and learn your open. And by open, I just, right here at the nut, those notes. Learn your 5th fret, maybe your 10th, and your 12th. Okay? After you get real good at just being able to rattle these notes off like there's no tomorrow, then move to your 3rd and your 7th, okay? And once you get your 3rd and your 7th, now all you're doing is just filling in the gaps. You already know that this is a D and this is an E, So this has got only one place to go, you know. The other thing that I would do is, do you have anybody that could help you with this process? A friend or anybody? Okay, no friends, nobody that can help you. All right. Is anybody willing? Is anybody willing to help him? No. What I would do is literally, I mean, this is what I used to do with some students: is copy this out like 5 times on a page, have someone go and white out random notes, and just give it to you and say, please fill this out in 30 seconds. Why is that funny, Jim? You think you're above this learning process? Okay. Yeah.
Funny ha ha.
Is that funny hoo hoo? So, anybody have any other good ideas? Because this is a great question. I mean, how do you learn that, Carl?
I think learning octaves, because then if you can find a note on the E string, then you can find that same note in a variety of different places.
Does anybody not know what Carl's talking about? Please raise your hand when he says octaves. Okay, let me explain that. We've already said that this low E string and this high E string are the same. Now, fundamentally, they're octaves apart. What are they, 2? 2 octaves apart, okay? So, if you learn... Yeah, in this case, the first 4 strings, or I guess they're the last 4 strings, technically, octaves are 2 frets apart. So in this case, that's an octave. Okay? These are the same notes, 1 octave apart. And so if you've gotten really good at learning this is an A, and you know that 2 frets over and 1 string, 2 strings down is going to be another A, then you're already halfway there. When you move up from there, in this case, the octave changes with the B string a little bit, and you'll have to work with that. But all this stuff has octaves. You've got octaves here, you got octaves here. Okay, octaves are everywhere. So you're saying really maybe focus on the first couple of strings and then just learn the octaves. And you will begin truly to just have a transparent thought of going, I know a C's here, so I know a C's here. And if I know a C's here, I know a C's here. And then it does become much more like the piano.
It shrinks it down so that
Definitely.
there's not so much to take in.
That's a great suggestion.